Hey guys, welcome to another Harry Potter Wizards Unite video, and in this video today, we're gonna talk about professions. So, at Harry Potter Wizards Unite, as we all know, there's different professions in there. There's 3 professions specifically that, there's a skill tree, you can unlock skills, stats, and all that, and just make your character stronger. And the game is advertised on the fact that whenever you want, you can change your profession. You could swap to whatever other profession that you want to work with. But here's the problem. You can't really do that. And I know before any of you, call me out on it, oh, you can just press this button and switch over. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But, that's not what I'm trying to get to. Like, yes, okay, yeah, you got me. You can literally push that button and then switch to a profession. But the point is, that's not my point. It's very hard to sustain multiple professions in this game. So basically, once you've determined one profession that you want to work on, it's really, really hard to switch to any other profession. It's almost impossible if you want to, also maintain a really high level of stats and skills on both professions. It's extremely difficult. And the reason is as follows. Let's get into the spreadsheet I made to further explain this issue of why it is so difficult. So before you guys call me nerd, this is what I do for my channel, for past games that I've covered. And I make spreadsheets. I like numbers, data, all that stuff. Come on, it helps me, and the other folks say it helps them as well, so bear with me. So the main reason why I say it's very improbable to switch professions or change to different professions is the limit of resources. And specifically resources, I'm talking about spell books, also known as the red books on this graph. So basically, leveling up a profession, there's 3 resources that you need to use. One is scrolls, one is spell books, and then the third is the restricted section books, which is also known as green books that you get from the Brilliant events. So among all of these, here are the different numbers of scrolls, books that a profession needs to max out their whole tree. So for auras, you need 2,352 scrolls, 430 red books, and then 115 green books. For Magologist, you need 2,495 scrolls, 465 red books, and 115 green books. For Professors, you need 2,325 scrolls, 320 red books, and then 223 green books. So of all these resources, scrolls and red books you could just grind from your everyday stuff. Scrolls you could get from leveling up your regular registry. All you need just return foundables, and then red books you get by leveling up your challenge rank, which you get from fortress battles. Green books, however, is limited to events only, and these events so far have been occurring in a pattern of twice a month each time, with a pattern of 15 green books per event. So it would seem like, if you look at it from this angle, it would seem like Professor is probably the hardest profession to max out, since it needs almost double what either of the other 2 needs to max out their tree with the green books, right? It's basically those 2 combined almost. But the problem is it's actually not the green books that really hold these professions behind. Sure, green books, you can't farm them to no end on your own. You have to wait for these events to come around to actually obtain some. But in comparison to the red books, it's not even close to which one's easier to obtain, unless you're just some maniac going out playing like 20 hours a day with like a group of 5 friends battling fortresses every day. Green books will be relatively easier to obtain than red books. So over here we have the numbers for the green books. So every time an event comes around, there's 15 green books, and auras and managerologists all need what is that? 8 sets of 15, and that would be 3.5 months for each of them to complete all their green book stuff, assuming the fact that we're still getting 2 brilliant events per month. And professors will need 15 green books to complete their skill trees, and that would take them around 7 months. You know, we are counting the first brilliant event that occurred at the end of the month when it first launched. So there's like, the first month there was only 1, but every month afterwards there's been 2 every month. So, okay, you need 7 months to complete it, but when you look at the red books, it's pretty clear that red books are far more difficult to obtain than green books. So, looking at the max amount of green books or red books you need, and then compare it to the amount of challenge EXP you actually need to max out your full skill tree. For auras, you need, oh my goodness, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So you need 468,700 challenge EXP to get to max. 549,880 challenge EXP, and for Manjuzus, and then for professors you need 260,800 challenge EXP to max out your full skill tree for enough red books, right? So that is a lot, actually, considering how much challenge EXP you get per completion of a fortress, right? You know, if you're playing solo or with like 5 people, it's always a lot. And the other thing with challenge EXP is, like, every time you level up, you just get 2 red books. Every single time, there's only 2. So that's a huge yikes there. So let's go into some theoretical situations. So let's say, by the way, one more thing before we get into these situations. So for the challenge ranks, the max rank is 150. So when you hit 150, that will give you 300 the red books. So professors, you don't even need to hit a max rank, and then you should have all your red book nodes unlocked, assuming you do have enough scrolls, which are the easiest to get among all of these. And then after you reach max level, you need 3,770 EXP per every 2 red books. So that's per level, 2 red books. So let's go over some situations. So for example, if you're just playing by yourself, if you're a solo player, and this is why it's so hard to play this game as a solo player. Solo player, let's say the max you could do without spending potions, because, you know, potions, you have to brew them, there's time, there's more, you know, calculation involved. So let's just assume you're just doing this without potions, and then you just farm Tower 5, doing that solo. And that's gonna net you 52 challenge EXP every run. So assume you finish it in 5 minutes, which is really, really fast for a completion. But let's just say for ease of calculation, you finish at 5 minutes. Should be a bit over 5 minutes, but hey, we're doing calculations here. So in an hour, you will get 624 challenge EXP, and in 3 hours, you will get 1,872 challenge EXP. So in order to get, once you're at max level, in order to get 2 red books every single day, you have to play 6 hours a day with this method as a solo player. 6 hours a day for 2 red books. That's pretty crazy once you hit max level. So that's a lot of time you have to spend on that if you're a solo player. So let's go into another medium-sized situation. This more, I guess, more achievable when you look at this and compare it to the solo players. So let's assume it's a 3-person group, and then you're running level 2 runestones, since, you know, I guess we're just taking one of the mediums, right? So you're using level 2 runestones, fighting, say, forest, level 5. So you don't have to use potions either. That's 251 challenge EXP per run, and say it takes 10 minutes. Usually they don't take 10 minutes, a bit under 10 minutes, but for ease of calculation, let's say it's 10 minutes, right? So an hour you will get 1,506 challenge EXP, and then in 3 hours you will get 4,518 challenge EXP. So every day you'll have to play 4.5 hours, and remember, you have to, like, the logistics of this, you have to get all your 2 friends to actually play with you, to have 2.5 hours per day to actually spend, and you know, that's not counting the time that you spend going around spinning inns once you run out of spell energy, right? This is just like the perfect spot. There's a challenge tower, and then there's like a bunch of inns around it, so every time you come out, you completely replenish your spell energy, and you just do this non-stop, 2.5 hours a day once you hit max challenge rank to get just 2 red books. So let's go into the scarier numbers. So when you translate that over to actual time here, so if you're a solo player using level 1 runestones, for auras you will need 751 days to actually complete your skill tree there. That's 25 months. That's what, 2 years, a bit over 2 years. And then for Magologist, you need what, 365. Oh no, that's the 3-person. You actually need, if you're playing solo Magologist, you need 881 days, which is 29 months. Yikes. And then if you're a professor, you don't need as much, only 417 days, which is 13 months, a bit over a year. But if you're playing in a 3-person group, running level 2 runes, and also you need to always have level 2 runestones on you. I'm just balancing it out because, you know, sometimes you could use level 1s, and then when you run out of level 2s, you could use level 3s, level 4s, right? Just making an average around here, so using level 2 runestones. So with that, an aura needs 311 days, a Magologist needs 365 days, a professor needs 173 days, which is for auras 10 months, over 10 months, a Magologist a year, and professors 5.7 months, whatever that actually translates to. But as you can see, clearly see, this is a grind. This is a grind, and this is assuming folks are playing mad hours per day, right? So, oof, this is tough. So yeah, it's really difficult. This is assuming you are getting how much challenge XP per day, whatever the max was. I think it's 3,770 EXP per day. So, you know, however that much is in you know, your respective group sizes. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The red book grind is really tough. So in most cases, a professor would unlock all their green book skills before Magologist or auras even attempt to like get 80% of their way there for their red books. So yeah, and that's basically why I say it's, even though it's advertised as you could switch professions whenever you want, it's really difficult to do so. But there are some, you know, despite these gruesome numbers, there are some stuff that could help you along the way. You know, if they ever do community day events with boosted challenge rank EXP, that will obviously help a lot, even though it's only for 3 hours. But hey, you know, that's still some kind of boost. If you're playing at sponsored fortresses, if you're in countries that have sponsored fortresses, that's another boost. Personally, in Canada, we don't have any sponsored fortresses, so we just have to go with the regular grind. And also for the achievements, there's actually 50 red books up for grabs. And one of them is cast 3,000 spells. That gets you 25 red books. If you guys don't know how to do that one, there's a really easy method to, you know, finish that in like probably a day. Just go check it out on my YouTube channel. I do have a video on that. And then the other one is defeating a bunch of elite foes, which will take some time, but you know, you could eventually get there. And then also there's your login bonus red books, which is I think like 3 a month. So I guess there's that as well. So there are some things that will make this grind not as bad, but so far, you know, all things considered, this is a really, really tough grind. So yeah, anyways, that's me for this one. I just wanted to, you know, talk about how difficult it is actually and how unachievable balancing multiple professions might be. You know, you could open up a small, you know, a second profession. Like I've opened up a second one. I have an aura opened up as well. Spent a few scrolls in there, nothing too serious. Didn't really spend too much red books. Well, actually I didn't spend any in there. I can't afford to, or any green books, but you know, just sometimes for fun, when I just want to use another profession, you know, I could do that as well. But overall, it's really, really hard to swap into a second profession. And yeah, the grind for red books is really, really tough. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the red book grind. If you think it's a bit too difficult, Niantic should probably give more, you know, events or missions or whatever ways, more methods of obtaining red books. And yeah, what rank you guys are at the moment. If there's any professors who have already completed their grind, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like if you did, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Also, shout out to a member of the channel, Cha Mingzhu, I think that's their user's name, and they are a member, help support the channel, make all this happen. So again, thank you guys. And if you want to join as a member, there's a join button beside the subscribe button to support the channel. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.